Good evening, friends. Continuing on our series on the mysterious disappearances of Bollywood actresses and models. Today, friends, we focus on a woman who tasted success in modeling and then deteriorated to begging and prostitution. Today, we speak about Gitanjali Nagpal, one of the leading models of the 90s, who was found begging on the streets in 2007. She was just a normal, beautiful girl who went to some of the best colleges like Mount Carmel in Bangalore and Lady Shri Ram College in University in Delhi. She tasted success in modeling and enjoyed a very uh, good and successful life. The question is, how did such a glamorous, intelligent woman fall into the vicious circle of drugs and alcohol, and then to begging and even prostitution? Let us start from the beginning. Gitanjali was the daughter of a naval officer. Her parents were based in Hisar, Haryana. After completing her studies in the university, she went on to study fashion in a polytechnic in South Delhi. She shared a room with a friend, Sandali Sinha. She said, and the friend says, we moved into a room in Kemp's Corner in 1994 and stayed together for 3 years. Geetu was very fond of clothes and dressing up. I remember she would design her own outfits and then take them to the tailor to be cut and stitched. I remember she was from Lady Shri Ram College. While her friend Sandali Sinha was inclined towards acting in Bollywood, Gitanjali was certain she would prove her worth in the modeling world. Even though she was delighted that her friend Sandali Sinha was turning into an actress with the movie Tum Bin, she herself refused to join the Bollywood bandwagon. I'm not going to make any compromises, she told Amir Rajpal, a photographer. But ironically, that's exactly what happened to her life in the end. When Amir Rajpal, a photographer, spotted her, he was mesmerized by her beauty. He compared her with actress Madhuri Dixit. In Gitanjali Rajpal, he found the perfect muse. In fact, he was the one behind her modeling success. When Gitanjali hit the ramp, fashion was all about being angelic. Beauty was what every camera lens craved for. Gitanjali was striking for sure, but in her own way. Photographer Akash Srivastava felt that she brought a rebel like quality to fashion. He says she didn't care about anything or anybody. All she wanted was to stay in a world of her own which did not follow any norms. Gitanjali soon packed her bags from the Delhi modeling circuit and shifted to Mumbai. She worked with enviable names like Ritu Kumar, J. Valaya, and Jatin Kochar and earned fair recognition in modeling. Whenever people would ask me for a beautiful face, I would recommend her name, says Rajpal. A picture perfect face, a dazzling smile, a lovely body, and a rocking attitude defined the era of a whole new fashion style that Gitanjali brought in. She was always the experimental, creative type. She would try out different eye makeup. She would mix two shades of lipstick to create a brilliant new one. She liked to do alternative shoots in black and white. Geetu was always different. She loved the tan look and would come back with beautiful bronze tan every time she went to the beach. People described her as friendly, good natured, and a lovely human being. We had worked together in few fashion show events in Delhi. I just can't believe what has happened to her now, says model turned actor Sachin Khurana. In the 1990s, she rubbed shoulders with glamorous actresses from Bollywood like Sushmita Sen. Gitanjali glowed more from success than happiness as she walked down the ramps bathed in the light of 1,000 flash bulbs. At that time, it appeared as if everything was within her grasp. She had the looks, the style, and the background to match. But then, in a city like Mumbai, a top model's life is never easy. It means looking good 24 hours, signing contracts and being on the catwalk at different shows, getting ready at all odd hours, coupled with entertainment like late night movies, club hopping, smoking to remain thin, and getting drunk was a part of their lifestyles. Many models have confessed that if they did not smoke, they would not fit into the fashion fraternity. This dangerous cocktail, plus the fact that they lived alone, away from family and friends, made them vulnerable to unwanted attention from men. In a city like Mumbai, drugs too were easy to source. Rajpal remembers Gitanjali saying, "My God, how people smoke here." And ironically, she was caught in the clutches of the drug world. At this point, Gitanjali loved the beach and made frequent trips to Goa. It was perhaps in one of these trips that she was introduced to drugs. A model friend and fashion photographer, Akash Srivastava, said he met Gitanjali at a party in Goa in 1997. He recalls how he went up to her and said that she looked like model Eddie Sedgwick from the Andy Warhol factory. She had the aura of pulling you towards her. She laughed and said, though not as pretty as her, she had the aura of pulling you towards her. I was stunned that she knew that I was talking about, as very few at that point had heard of, Edgy Sedgwick. Fashion in India was all about being pretty and angelic. Every model and shoot they would do were about the beautiful side of the model world. But Gitu, as we called her, was a kind of a rebel in fashion. The way she would hold her cigarette or sit, there was a sense of absolute decadence in her right from that time. We called her Hateli, a term that signified headstrong, or a Dimag Kiska, because she was wild and totally against the establishment. She didn't care about anything to or anybody. All she wanted was to be in a world of her own which didn't follow any norms, says Akash. He also remembers once when he was about to shoot her, she just disappeared from the studio, leaving everyone in a dizzy. Hours of searching led them to beneath a huge table inside the studio, where Madam was cozily sleeping. Akash added, during the years that I knew her, she never did drugs, at least not in front of me. She would occasionally drink wine, but there was an edginess in Gitu all the time. She would always say that she is intelligent and never believed in the concept of beauty. Delhi photographer Amir Rajpal, who shot Gitanjali Nagpal some 14 years back, remembers her as having lovely eyes, a beautiful body, and a very good attitude. He can't believe that she could sink to such depths. She used to hate the sight of people smoking. How could she take to drugs herself? She was such a level headed girl with no nakras. God knows what went wrong, but I still can't believe that the girl lying on a Paharganj street is her. Her downfall started when she got into a relationship that did not mean much to her. She married a German man named Robert against her parents' wishes. They had a son named Arthur. However, one day she walked out of the marriage while her husband and son returned to Germany. A few years later, she dated a British man whom she met in Goa. They had been living in an area of Delhi beloved by the backpackers and famous for its cheap guest houses and hotels. When they split up, she had nowhere to go other than the city's ubiquitous temples. A photojournalist spotted her in South Delhi's House Khas village, recognized her, and started clicking pictures. She, in turn, posed for him. She slid the t-shirt a little below her shoulders and posed. She even promised to model for a better reward, a swim in a five-star hotel. Soon she was chased by many TV reporters and media. If you saw her then, Gitanjali had certainly changed, but there was something in her, a sort of a pride that you could see that was still there, despite all the humiliation she was undergoing at the moment. Her hair was matted in dreadlocks, her clothes were dirty, and doctors who later inspected her said her body was covered with sores. Matted locks, dirty clothes, and unhygienic conditions. She was on the streets. It seems obvious that she had moved into bad company and that alcohol and drugs added to her deterioration. She worked as a maid and spent nights with men to quell her craving for drugs and alcohol, to such an extent that she was reduced to life on a footpath. She was almost always spotted in a black top and skirt. She went about the streets carrying a bundle of books and sometimes even walking into the fashion stores of House Khas village. When the pictures came out in the media, the Delhi Commission for Women swung into action and took her to Wimhans Hospital, where doctors diagnosed her as suffering from fear psychosis and said that she had to be hospitalized. They also obtained a court order allowing them to obtain medical help for Gitanjali, who required sedatives. They said she was violent and had to be forced into hospital. She was then administered certain psychotropic drugs, after which she slept for 8 hours. She was later united with her mother and then moved on to live with her in Haridwar, located alongside the cold, clean waters of the Ganges in the foothills of the Himalayas. During this time, if you would recall, the Madhur Bhandarkar made a movie called Fashion, in which Kangana had given an interview saying that she was playing the role of Gitanjali, which later Madhur Bhandarkar denied, saying that this was the life of some of the models that he had known before, and it was not Gitanjali. Anyway, after this, one would only realize that the world of entertainment attracts thousands of people from all over the world. And models come from middle class, families coming for a break to become famous. People leave their homes and families. They only see the glamorous side of the industry, not the dark side. Gitanjali was lucky to have been discovered and rehabilitated. She later said that she wanted to be united with her son Arthur. But many other young women are not lucky. Many die young. Some are killed, as we explained in our earlier series. Thank you, friends, and good night.